listed journals, including SCA and Scopus Indexed, and more than 25 papers in conference proceedings or book chapters. And he has served as a resource person in more than 15 conference seminars and FDP. So he has completed 3 research projects sponsored by DST and the UGC of Government of India, and 3 PhD scholars and 10 MTech scholars successfully have completed their PhD and MTech theses under his supervision. His research interest field is applied cryptography and information security, like smart card security, IoT, and cloud data security, etc. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Dr. Ajay Kumar Khan, sir. Sir, please take over. Thank you.
So very good morning to all of you. So my voice is clear, it is audible. Okay. My screen is visible. Yeah. Hello. So my screen is visible, right? Okay. So very good morning to all of you. So first of all, I want to thanks to the coordinator, Professor V. Ambedkar sir, for inviting me to share my thoughts to discuss the topic of the application of deep learning in computer vision and the ideas. So first of all, that in this session, there are 4 parts of my discussion. First is the introduction to machine learning, introduction to deep learning, application of deep learning for computer vision, and application of deep learning for IDS. Okay. So actually in the middle, if any some network issue is there, so then you can just message me or inform me, okay? Because sometimes there is some network issue is there. So first let's see that what is machine learning. First will be discuss just basic or fundamental things of the machine learning, since actually deep learning actually comes from the machine learning. So let's see that what is machine learning. As you know that machine learning actually it's a study of some algorithmic study. This is for the it is a predictive analytics, okay, for the classification and the pattern recognition, and it is a study of algorithm that improves the automatically through the experience and by the use of data, and it uses its experience for the future. And this deep machine learning is a subset of or subfield of the artificial intelligence, because we know that artificial intelligence is the broader field, and then it's coming to the machine learning, and then it's coming to the deep learning. Okay. Now machine learning. So what are the different types of the machine learning are there? So there are 3 types of learning are there: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and the reinforcement learning. So we know that supervised learning can be classified, there are can be applicable for the regression problem and the classification problem, whereas unsupervised learning can be applicable for the clustering problem and the dimension reduction problem. And there is some application of the reinforcement learning also, and some application of the regression problem, that is for the linear regression we can apply to the regression problem, and the classification problem can be applicable for the logistic regression and as well as the support vector machine also, that we can think about that. And clustering problem, that is the example is the k-means algorithm. And this dimension reduction, we know that PCA, which stands for the principal component analysis. So for that we can apply the dimension reduction. Now see, let's see that very brief, what is the meaning of the what is the supervised learning. So supervised learning, it is defined by its use of label data set to train the algorithm. It uses the label data set to train the algorithm, and that is to classify the data or predict the outcome accurately. Let's give an example for the better understanding. If we take some parameter for the human body that to measure the glucose or the blood sugar, so the what is this supervised learning? If we take this example, we are taking some parameter like glucose, blood pressure, insulin, BMI, age, skin thickness, and we are trying to find out some diabetes function. Now see, for this first row, wherever we are taking this parameter, this glucose is 148, blood pressure is 72, insulin is 0, like this thing, and we are getting that 0.627, the value of diabetes function. And for the another example, we are getting the same function, that is 0.
Sir, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
slides are not moving, sir.
Slide are not moving, na?
No,
Right?
sir.
Okay.
Can you do in
I
you
can
can
be stop sharing, and again I can, yeah.
you can go for slideshow, sir. That will be better, I think.
Now it is moving.
Now it's in supervised learning, sir. The
Yeah.
previous slides we have not seen, sir.
Okay. No, it is not moving. Okay, let's wait. I can stop sharing, and again I can.
Okay, sir.
It is coming. The screen is coming.
Now it's coming, sir.
No, not coming. No?
Visible, sir.
Still, it is not coming. Huh?
It is visible, sir. Visible.
Visible?
Yes, sir. Visible. You put in the F5, sir, please.
Okay. So just please check that it is moving. The slide is moving.
No, sir. No.
Huh? Not moving, na?
Not.
Okay, then just wait. I can rejoin then. But it is somehow it is automatically it is coming to the stop sharing. Okay, I am just rejoin. Okay.
Okay, sir. Can you share, sir? Share.
Yeah.
Yes. It is visible.
Now it is moving.
No, sir, no.
But I am making it is to the F5 also, na?
Okay.
Mm. Just wait.
Okay, okay, no problem. Actually, the problem is what I find out that it is automatically this close share trait is coming automatically. Okay, okay, sir. I will share the scare PPT, sir, right?
Okay, okay, ठीक है.
Once again, I will try, sir, please.
Then just I am sharing to your WhatsApp the updated PPT.
Send to me, sir. You send to me immediately, or otherwise you send to mail, sir. Immediately I will take.
Okay, in the WhatsApp I have sent it.
Okay, sir. Okay, you send to me, sir.
Yes. So my screen is visible.
No.
Now.
But it is not visible to me. I don't know. It is visible to other. Then it may be problem for.
One second, I will check, sir. So participant, kindly let me know actually my screen is visible or not.
So currently it is not visible. It was visible.
Now visible, ma'am.
Not yet, sir.
But my screen is sharing only.
Yes, sir. Now
Yeah,
you
now
can see.
coming.
Right, sir? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Now it
sir.
is coming, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So you can go to that supervised learning. Sorry for the technical problem.
Okay, no problem, sir.
So we are discussing the supervised learning. That actually supervised learning, it is defined by its use of the label data set. Okay, let's give an example. So when suppose we are taking that to measuring the blood sugar. So when we are taking some parameter and we are find out some diabetes function. So when this value is coming to the greater than 0.5, now we are giving to the this supervised machine learning is giving level 1, and if this value is coming to the less than 0.5, then we are giving to the level 0. So that means 1 means that diabetes and 0 means that there is no diabetes. So approximately 70% of the machine learning algorithm belongs to this supervised learning. Now what are the example that we have already mentioned? The supervised machine learning linear regression for the regression problem, the random forest for the classification, and this and the regression problem we can use the random forest also. Support vector machine can be used for the classification problem. Next slide. Next slide.
Yes, I changed, sir.
Okay. Now unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning, there is no concept of that. It will deal with the unlevel. That means what is the meaning? In unsupervised learning, the training data is unknown and unlevel. That's meaning that no one has looked at the data before. For example, that if we consider the same example, so then we are find out this value or whatever that this diabetic function we are find out, but it is not its level. Okay, that whether it's belong to level 1 or level 0, and almost 10 to 20% machine learning algorithm belongs to unsupervised learning. The main application of the unsupervised learning, it's clustering, visualization, and dimensionality reduction, and finding the association rule and this anomaly detection also. Okay, next. Another kind of learning is there which is called the reinforcement learning. In this reinforcement learning actually, so what are things is there? There are three major components make up this reinforcement learning. First is the agent, second is the environment, and the action. So the agent is the learner or the decision maker, and the environment includes everything that the agent interact with, and the action are what the agent does. For example, that reinforcement learning is a machine learning training method based on the rewarding the desired behavior. So what the behavior is desired, so that the system is giving rewarding, and what the behavior is not desired, that is undesired one, that is it is giving this punishing. In general, a reinforcement learning agent is able to perceive and interpret its environment and take action and learn through the trial and error method. So reinforcement learning is based on the trial and error method, and we know that reinforcement learning is used very less often, because around 70% learning is the supervised, 10 to 20% is the unsupervised, and the remaining belongs to reinforcement learning. Next. Yeah. Now let's give some example of that. This machine learning is very brief. Will be give. First is the classification. So what does classification means? Classification. This is a process of classifying. There are it may be the binary or it may be the multi-class partitioning also, depending on their corresponding this level value. For example, that if we go for the binary classification. So that means in this figure, there are two type of figure is there. Either it is a square box or it is a circle box. In binary classification, so when this square box is coming, it's giving to the label square. When this circle figure is coming, it's giving to the circle. So that means we are going for the binary classification. Now in our real life example, there are option or there may be chance of the multi-class partitioning classification also, where there is a more than two we need to classify. So these are the example is the, suppose there are three types of figure is there, we have to classify them, and it will belongs to, there are three class that is the types of figure, and these are the example of the multi-class partitioning. Okay, next, clustering. So we know that classification actually it's giving this label, right? So that is the example of the supervised learning. But clustering actually, what the clustering is doing, so this label is not determined, but depending on the basis of the features or the parameter of the item, we can just make a one group. Similar kind of features are there, we can make a one group. Another kind of features is there, we can make another group. So clustering is the task by which we can divide the data into the number of groups depending on their features, and that in the same type of features we can make it a same group, different types of feature we can make it different group. This is the idea of the clustering. Next, now just comparison between the classification and the clustering. Classification is an unsupervised machine learning, and whereas the classification is a supervised machine learning, because we already have seen that example. In case of classification, this label data is giving, because it's giving whether it belong to the square figure, whether it belong to the circle figure. But in case of classification, clustering, just only we are making the group depending on the features of the object. So in clustering, the data point are grouped as a cluster based on the similarity. And the classification involves the classifying the input data as one of the class level from the output variable. Classification process involves the two stage, where the training and the testing. So first we have to train the data, and the test, that is which is where it belongs to. But in case of clustering process involves the only one activity, that is this grouping of data. Okay, so this is the comparative analysis between the classification and the clustering. Next, regression. See, regression, it is little bit different from this classification and the clustering. So the regression is a statistical method to model the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. So independent variable is called the predictor. Depending on this independent variable, we can find out that what is the value of the target or the dependent. Okay. For example, that see, in case of in experience of your service or job, the salary, it may depend, it may high or it may low. Okay. So for example, that if the experience is high, that means salary will be high. But actually we cannot we can only predict that what is the value of this salary, which is called the dependent or the target value, and it depends on the predictor value, which is called the independent variable. Okay, that is the idea of the regression. Next, now we have already discussed there are different types of machine learning algorithm are there. Whereas in case of classification, logistic regression are there, Navier Bayes, support vector machine, k nearest neighbor, decision tree, all are belongs to the classification. We know that classification is the one kind of supervised machine learning. Now the clustering is there. K-means is the one of the popular example of the clustering. Bridge is there, the balance, iterative reducing, and this clustering using hierarchies techniques. DB-scan is there, density-based spatial clustering of application with noise. These are the example of the clustering. And the regression, the example of regression is there, linear regression, logistic regression, support vector machine, and the lasso regression. These are the example of the regression. Okay, next is coming to the deep learning. So just we have discussed little about the machine learning, and next will be discussed about the deep learning. Oh, just example, some example of the machine learning in everyday life. Most popular example is the medical diagnosis. We know that using the application of the machine learning, there are huge change of the medical diagnosis is came up. Image processing of this computer vision it is came up. Even there are some application of this computer vision in our real life also. Stock marketing trading is there, speech recognition is there, email spam and malware filtering is there, and self-driving car. These are the example of the machine learning in our everyday life. I'll discuss some computer vision application also. Okay. Now the concept of the deep learning. So what is the deep learning and what is the difference between the deep learning and the machine learning? See, we have already informed that. Next slide. Yeah, deep learning. So actually this AI or the artificial intelligence it is the broader field, and within this artificial intelligence there is a belongs to machine learning, and within this machine learning there is some algorithm are belongs to the deep learning. Okay, so the deep learning is a subfield of the machine learning. Now see that what is deep learning. Next slide. Yeah. I think, oh, before that definition of the deep learning, we can say about that why deep learning. What is the advantage we can get the deep learning than the machine learning? See, the main advantage of the deep learning actually than the machine learning, its capacity to execute the features engineering its own. That means it can be find out the features by its own. And a deep learning algorithm will scan the data to search the features that correlate and combine them to enable the faster learning. But whereas in case of machine learning, we cannot get that type of facility. So the main advantage is the feature are automatically deduced and optimally tuned for the desired outcome. So that is the one of the main advantage of the deep learning. So that's why nowadays this application of the deep learning is coming to get the more benefit in our real life problem. Okay, next slide. So what is the deep learning? So deep learning actually it's intimate to working as like human brain in processing the data and creating the pattern for use in decision making. So it is as like our human brain, because why it is called the deep? Because there are different layers are there. Okay, there are different layers are there. So deep learning is a deep neural network with many hidden layers are there, and many nodes even in every hidden layers are there. Okay, and it develops the deep learning algorithm that can be used to train the complex data and predict the output. So that is the idea of the deep learning, which is it just as like our human brain in processing the data and creating the pattern. Just I am giving one example. See, actually when when we are see this something some figure like just as animal, how we can say about this animal is belongs to dog, this animal is belongs to cat, because see some initially our eyes are capturing some features or from the different component of the animal like eyes, like body, like legs, the different components they are taking some features, and then that feature is processing, is sending to our brain to analysis that whatever our previous learning is there, it's just matching with this previous learning, and if the positive outcome is there, then it's giving a decision, yes, this is a figure of the dog. This is the similar to that our human brain, the deep learning is working. Next. Yeah. Now just basic idea about this neural network, where we can see about this how this can work. That neural network is also known as artificial neural network, and it's a subset of machine learning that are the heart of the deep learning. So their name and the structure are inspired by the human brain and mimicking in the way that the biological neurons signal is one another. For example, there are a input layer is there. There are different nodes are serving in the input layer to capturing the data, to capturing the features, is passing to that features or to that signal to the hidden layer, And after processing this hidden layer, this whatever the output is generating, that output is transferring to the next stage, that is called the output layer. Okay, that is the idea of the neural network. Next. Yeah. Now this why it is called the deep neural network? Because what is the difference between simple neural network and the deep neural network? Simple neural network, we have seen that there are less number of layer is there, input layer is there, there is a one hidden layer is there, there is output layer is there. But in case of deep learning neural network, there is a multiple hidden layers are there, more than one hidden layers are there. And because this deep learning is, we can apply for the complex application, it's dealing with the complex problem. So that's why we need to process with the different, more than one hidden layers. So that's why it is called the deep neural network, deep learning. And this, or the deep neural network, it's a large neural network where the multiple hidden layers are there. Okay. Next. Yeah. So this deep neural network, it's that if we see about that, how much its performance with respect to this other learning algorithm, this deep learning is performance is better, because this it can giving this more accuracy, more accurate value than this conventional machine learning algorithm, because there is a more than one hidden layer is there, so it can be determine this accurate value. When that's why actually we can apply the large data set in case of deep learning, whereas in large data set we cannot apply for the our conventional machine learning. For the large data set we can be use this deep learning concept. Next. So there are two type of network, is there feed forward neural network and this feed backward neural network. So in case of multi-layer perception, we have to know that what is the feed forward network, neural network. So feed forward neural network, when this input layer is, after capturing the features, it transferring to the from this input layer to the hidden layer, and this from the hidden layer to the output layer. So that's why it is called the feed forward. That means this all the features is capturing by the input layer, that is transmitting from the input layer to the next layer or the hidden layer. That's why it is called the feed forward neural network. That's why it is moving only the forward towards the output. Next. Now the back propagation. See, back propagation is referred to the method of calculating this gradient of the neural network parameter, or this total loss is in a propagated back. And this method actually traverse the network in a reverse order from the output to the input. So that means what is the need of this back propagation? Because sometimes we have to repeatedly we have to do. That means some output value we need to give to the input layer, or we have to use as an input. So that's why we need to the back propagation neural network also, where there is some output value can also be transferred to the from the output to the input layer. Okay. Next. Recurrent neural network, there is another kinds of neural network is there, which is called the recurrent neural network. See, it is a state of art of algorithm for sequentially data. So that means in a particular node, there may be chance to processing that algorithm this again. So that's why it is called the recurrent. In the figure also shows that this is the particular node where this is executing again. So that's why it is the first algorithm that remember its input, and due to an internal memory which makes it perfectly suited for the machine learning problem that involves the sequential data. And the information cycle through a loop it is executing through a loop, and apart from the previous input, it considers the current input while making some decision. So that means while giving some decision, depending on this whatever this processing is there, it considered the current input, it not the previous input. But whereas in earlier we have seen that the depending on the previous input is executing and is giving this decision. But in case of recurrent neural network, when it's giving some decision, it's considered the current input. Next. Yeah. convolutional neural network, which is called the CNN. It is actually the very popular. Even nowadays it is used almost most of our application. We are using that CNN where we can apply the deep learning. So it is a neural network specifically designed for process the pixel data, that is for the image processing, and it can be both feed forward and the back propagation concept is there. So that's why it is most popular, because we can be applied this CNN in most of our computer vision application. Okay, the main concept is that it can be work or it can be served as a both feed forward as well as the back propagation also. Okay. Next. Now the application, what are the application of the deep learning? See, there are in our daily life, there are lots of application. Even every day every application we are using this deep learning concept. Natural language processing, that is for this language processing that we are using deep learning. Healthcare, I have already mentioned, for this diagnosis. Even the other application also healthcare, we are using this application of the deep learning. Visual recognition, automatic game playing, adding the sound to silence movies, colorization of black and the white images, cyber security we are using, even the computer vision also. The most application of this deep learning we are using in computer vision, cyber security also. Suppose there is a chance to detect a chance of attack. So we can predict that what are the kinds of attack can be happen, how to or classification of the attack, that also we can be use the concept of the deep learning. And most application of the deep learning is the computer vision, that I will be discussed in the next. Yeah, deep learning for computer vision. Before going to this application of the deep learning in the computer vision, I will give some real life example of that. What are the application of computer vision with deep learning in our real life? Because sometimes this question may come that we try to find out that what are the real life application where we can apply this computer concept of the computer vision with deep learning. So that means this application of computer vision where we can apply the deep learning, we can apply the artificial intelligence concept, we can apply the machine learning, we can apply the deep learning. I will give the 4 example of our real life application. First application is the image classification. For example, see, me and my brother we are moving to a garden, okay, or we can say about some jungle. So there we have seen that there is some one plant is there. So this plant is typical type or the different type. Then we are try to find out this plant. It may be the poisonous plant, but we have a doubt. So we cannot try to take a decision that, or we cannot try to come to that final conclusion that whether this plant is poisonous or not. So then what we can do, just in our mobile there is an option, there is to capture this Google Pixel is there. So we can take a capture a photo, and we can be use this Google Lens to classify whether this plant is poisonous or not. So within a fraction of time, it's giving the result, it's giving the final decision. Yes, this plant is poisonous, right? So this is the one of the, even in these cases, we are using the application of the CNN. So where using the concept of deep learning or using the concept of CNN, we can we classify this image. Yes, this image of plant or whatever this plant is there, this is poisonous plant. So this is the main application of this image classification, even to identify the object detection also. Suppose to example that in our mobile that we are saving, there are in our phone directory we are saving this name or maybe some face picture also. We can classify it. Suppose after taking some face picture, we can classify that to whom this face, or which is called the object detection. See, object image classification as well as the object detection also. There is also application of this computer vision with the help of the deep learning. Okay, so this is the first application. Now second application, banking application. See, nowadays in Indian banking, actually we are visiting to our bank and we are depositing the check, right? We are writing this check and we are depositing to the bank office. But actually if you see in the foreign countries, suppose for example American Express Bank or maybe in other foreign bank, So what I think is happening, no need to go to bank personally or the physically to deposit the check. So how you can deposit the check? You can be login to their bank app. I think we know that every bank have their personal mobile app. So we have to log in our using our own credential. We can log in our bank app. Then we can take a photo or that take a snapshot of the picture of that front side of the check as well as the back side of the check. And there is an option to that banking app to upload this photo or upload this image, right? This upload this image, and this image will be processed through the banking person using whatever the image is already saved, that is whether this check is genuine check is or not, whether the signature is validate signature or not, so that we can be verified or can be determined. Okay, that is the second application. Now the third application, sir, there is some problem of the screen. It is not coming.
One second, sir. 1 second, sir,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Acha, now let's say this is the second application. Third application is the agriculture application. See, in case of agriculture application, suppose I am giving one example, a real life example. Suppose you have planted a big garden of fruit, right? It's a huge area of this garden, and then you have planted some fruits. Okay. Now see, now this application of this in the agriculture field is coming there when this capturing some fruit from their plant. So we can use some artificial intelligence concept, we can use some deep learning concept to capture this fruit by using this robot or using this robotic concept.
Sir, visible, sir? Hello, sir? Hello, sir, it is visible. Hello, sir? Hello, sir, it is visible, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, my
So
screen is visible?
just wait. No, it is not coming.
Sir, it is visible?
Till it is not coming, let's see that.
Okay, I am putting real life application of computer vision with
Yes.
HCL. I think don't
Yes.
change the slide.
Yes. So it is coming. It is not coming actually.
Okay. Please participate. Hello? It is
Not
visible?
visible, sir. Sir, not visible yet.
1 second, ma'am. Ma'am, now visible?
Not yet, sir.
Ma'am?
No, sir, not visible, sir.
Got it, ma'am?
Not yet, sir.
One second, ma'am. My screen is visible.
No, it is not coming. But earlier, yeah, it is coming.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible, sir.
It is visible. Okay.
Okay.
So the last example, am I audible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, your battery is low. Just you give this charger.
Yes, sir. Sir, now I will. You continue, sir. You continue.
Okay. Okay. See, actually, the last real life example, I am telling about that. Achha, sir, can I take this up to 12? Can I take up to 12?
Slide number, sir.
No, no, it is okay. My timing is the, can I take
Okay,
my,
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
okay. So see, same that we are discussing the, this slide I will discuss, just wait here. The last example, real life example of computer vision, I am giving another example that is very interesting. See, in the foreign country, if you go visit to the retail shop, there is a no person is there, right? So everything is automatically, suppose using your card, you can enter your shop, right? And you can capture this, whatever you like, you can take. And this using the concept of computer vision, this taking this photo or this image of that item, and the billing will be automatically done to your card. That's very interesting. You can also see that this is already in the foreign country, but after maybe the few years it may come to our country also. So that suppose in the shopping mall or it may any business, any mall, so there is no need to any person to deal with. It will be, everything is automatic system. When you capturing some item, this billing will be automatically done through your card. Okay, these are the real life example for the computer vision with the deep learning. Now I'll come to this some specific application of the computer vision. So what are the specific application of the computer vision? So first is the image classification. Image classification with localization, object detection, object segmentation, image style transfer, image colorization. Okay, this, let's see that. Next slide. Yeah, image super resolution, image synthesis. Now come to the image classification. So what is the meaning of image classification? So that means we have to classify what type of image, right? Can you go to previous slide, sir? Yeah. So image classification, that is involved assigning this some label, image classification. Okay. So that means assigning some label, that is we have to determine this using this concept of this deep learning. The system can determine what type of image, that is called the classification of image. Next slide. Yeah. So there is some example of the image classification include the labeling some X-ray as a cancer or not. Suppose it can be determine that whether this cell is cancer affected or not. That is called this binary classification. Multi-classification, multi-class classification, that is some handwritten disease. That is what type of what are the disease, that is we can be multi-class classification concept is there. Even assigning a name to a photograph of a face, that is also example of the multi-class classification. Okay. Now next. some figure, some example for of this image classification. So go to next slide. Yeah. Suppose in the, this is a very popular example of the image classification used as a benchmark problem, and is a now this is very popular real life version. Now see, for this we know that when we are dealing with the machine learning or the deep learning, we need the data set, right? So we have to use the data set. I will mention that the different types of data set where we can which we can use in case of this application. Now image classification, actually a very popular real world version of classifying the photos of digit in the street, view of the house number. So there are many image classification tasks are involved in the photograph of object, and very two popular include that CIFAR 10 and the CIFAR 100 data set that have photograph of this, which can be classified into 10 or the 100 classes respectively. And there are some research is ongoing that I have collected. There are some paper information also. So these are the paper is available in the literature. So here there is a application of the deep learning in case of image classification. Okay. Next slide, sir. These are the also example of the image classification where the different types of image that can be classified, like aeroplane, automobile, bars, cats. So these are the example of the image classification. Next. Okay, next example or next application is the image classification with localization. Now, what is the difference between image classification and image classification with localization? See, image classification with localization that involves some assigning a class label to an image and showing the location of the object. It's showing the location of the object in an image by a bounding box, or maybe drawing a box around the object. Now, what are the example? The same example can be used. It can be determined whether this cell is cancer affected or not. So it can be localized. This portion is cancer affected. This portion is not cancer affected. Like it's giving a box around this cancerous cell. It can be determined that this cell is cancer affected. So this idea is called the image classification with localization. Okay. Next. Some example that I will give, that some image classification with localization, like that in this picture, that the system can be localized, image classification with localization, that particular portion where this face of dog is there. So that means it is an example of the image classification with localization, that is a dog, and it is taken from the VOC to 2012. And this data set, actually we can use, these are the data set that can be used for the computer vision for this image classification with localization. Okay. Next, there are some research is also ongoing that image classification with localization. Some more example is there. So suppose this is a more example that where we can be localize this particular portion. Okay, these are the example where the now data set. Actually there are particular data set we are using for the image classification with localization, and the research paper which is available for this particular domain where the researchers are working a particular image classification with localization concept. Okay, and even they are using the CNN this image classification with localization. Next. Next slide, sir.
Yes, I move on, sir. Object detection.
Yeah, object detection. So what is the meaning of object detection? So it is rather than this image classification and image classification with localization, it's a particular object can be detected. So object detection is the task of the image classification with localization, although an image may contain the multiple object, but we require a particular object. Okay. So this is a more challenging task in a simple image classification or image classification with localization, because there is a multiple object are there or different types. We need to detect a particular object. So it's a more challenging job. Even there are some example of the object detection include that drawing a bounding box and a labeling each object in a street sense, drawing a boundary box or labeling each object in a indoor photograph. There are some photographies there. So we try to detect a particular object. Okay, so these are the example of the object detection. Now some visual example is there. So next slide. Okay. See, there are data set whatever we can use. We can use this Pascal VOC is for the sort, and Microsoft Common Object in the convex data set, that is often sometimes we are referred to as a MS COCO COCO, and these are the data set we can be used for the object detection. And some research paper is already available. I'll share this PPT to share. So if anyone are working in this domain, they can take this, consider this research paper. Some of the research paper is also available where they are using the concept of the RCNN, CNN is also there. Okay, next. These are the example of the object detection where particular object can be detect from a whole picture. Next slide, sir. Some more example I think are there. These are the more example for the object detection. Okay. Yeah. Object segmentation. Now, what is the meaning of object segmentation? See, object segmentation, or it is called this semantic segmentation, is the task where we can be segment the object into the different component. So, is the task of object detection where a line is drawn around the each object detected in the image. And image segmentation is the more general problem of splitting an image into the two component or the two segment. So object detection sometimes it's also referred to the object segmentation. Okay, sometimes it is also referred to the, suppose we want a particular portion of the object. So what we need to do, we have to segment the object. So unlike the object detection that involve the using a boundary box to identify the object, so object segmentation identify the specific pixel in the image that belongs to that object. That this is the task of the object segmentation. And more generally, object segmentation might refer to the segmenting all image in an image. These are the example of object segmentation. Where we are segmenting the complete image into the different component. Okay, these are also example of object segmentation. Next. These are also example of object segmentation. Yeah, the data set, whatever the data set can be used for this object segmentation, and there are some research also ongoing for this object segmentation. Now the style transfer. See, image style transfer means that it's changing the total this image to the another style. Changing this image to the another style. Image style transfer or the neural style transfer is the task learning the style from one or more image and applying that style to a new image. That is, it's forming a totally new image to the another style. And this task can be thought as a type of the photo filter also, and transform that may not have the object evolution. Okay. And the dataset often involving this famous artwork that are in the public domain, and whatever the photograph are available, so we can change to the another style, we can change to the another frame. Okay. And this paper is also include where we can get this example. This, suppose see this in this figure. Now this using application of this deep learning, we can be totally, its style is changing. It's totally this object style or this whatever the frame is there, it is changing. This idea is called the style transformation or this image style transformation. Okay. Next. This is also example of the style transformation where the one photograph can be changes to the another frame. Now the image colorization. See, image colorization or this neural colorization involve converting to the grayscale image to the full color image. We know that grayscale image, it is there is a scale from 0 to 255, but this color image that where you can, there are different color can be used. This idea is called the image colorization, where we can use this concept of the deep learning to change the grayscale image to the full color image. This task can be thought as a type of the photo filter to transform that it may not be have the objective evolution. Example include this coloration, old black and white photograph and movies that can be we can convert to the color photo. Okay, there are some research is also ongoing, that is colorful image coloration, how to do that. some technique we are using. Okay, deep colorization technique are using. Suppose this example, this some black and white image can be converted to the color image. Okay, these are the example of the image colorization. Image reconstruction. I think this is the last example of the computer vision. This image reconstruction means that where we can be totally, suppose there is some old picture is there, we can be get this damage or this old picture, we can be reconstruct this approximate what are the this image. This image reconstruction or image imprinting is the task of the filling the missing or corrupt part of the image and to get the full image. These tasks can be thought as a type of the photo filter or transform. It may not have some objective evolution. The example include the reconstructed of this image reconstruction, the old or damaged black and white image or the photo or movies, it can be get to the colorful photo. Okay, so what is the difference between this colorization and this reconstruction? Colorization is changing the color, grayscale to the colorful image. But in case of image reconstruction, suppose there are some old image is there where some pixel is already damaged. But using the concept of the deep learning, we can be predict what may be that pixel. Okay, there are some example is also there. These are the paper which is the image reconstruction are using. See, due to the time shortage, actually, I am not going to this IDS portion because this workshop is that only this computer vision. So just only after complete this computer vision part, I will be complete. I will be stopping. So last is the image super resolution. So image super resolution is the task of generating the new version of the image with a higher resolution and details than the original image. So that means suppose some image is there where we can improve the resolution. We can improve the resolution. So using the concept of deep learning, this basically the CNN, we can be do that image super resolution, which is called the image super resolution, where we can get some higher resolution image and details than the original image. Okay, this model is developed for the image super resolution, can be used for the image restoration and the painting as they solve the related problem. Okay, a deep convolutional neural network that takes the low resolution image as an input and it can give the high resolution image. Okay, and the data set can be used the whatever the photo data set and the creating the downscale version that can be considered for the data set for this image super resolution. Okay, now some example is there, visual example. Okay, see, yeah, this is, I think there are some example are there. Okay, next slide. I think, oh, another is the image synthesis is there. Yeah, next image synthesis. Okay, image synthesis is there. Image synthesis is the task for generating the targeted modification of existing image or entirely the new image. So that means we are synthesizing that image. Synthesis means that is generating, we have to make a target that we can get this image using the concept of applying this deep learning concept. Suppose we can change the style of an object. We can change adding some object to a screen, right? That is called the image synthesis, right? Even there's lots of application also there, because when this making this movies or some video, something, we are adding some face to a screen, we can add some screen object to a screen. So these are the idea of the image synthesis, where this we can generate some modification of existing image or some entirely new image. This is the idea of the image synthesis. Okay, example, I think the next slide we have given some example of image synthesis. Yeah, see, in the first picture there's a picture of zebra, right? So after applying this image synthesis comes concept, we are getting this horse. Similarly, from the horse we can get this zebra, right? So it may also include the generating the entirely new image, such as that generating face, generating bathroom, generating clothes, that you can be. So nowadays we can be do this using the concept of the deep learning. We can be go for the image synthesis also. Okay. Next slide. Yeah, so the data set, actually, whatever the data set can be used, this computer vision using this deep learning concept. So these are the data set that I have seen that this data set can be used for the research work. those who are working to the this application of this deep learning in case of computer vision, we can use this type of data set. So I am stopping here. There is another application is there in case of security, so that I am not discussing actually for this time problem, and I'm extremely sorry for the technical problem that that I don't know, even before joining that I have checked the system, that I have requested to Ambedkar sir that to check the my PPT is moving or not, but that time it was working. So I am extremely sorry for that. Okay?
Yes, sir. No problem, sir. Right?
Okay.
No problem, sir.
So any question is there?
So participant, if any question regarding this session. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. You are accepting my invitation. Your busy schedule. Once again, I thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you to all the team, those who are organizing, involved to the organizing this type of FDP. I think it will be helpful. The participant, those who are involved for the research work, I can share the PPT, so they can even some particular research paper also. I have mentioned that if anyone is working this research domain is that computer vision with deep learning, so they can go for this type of data set. They can apply, they can use this type of this research paper for to study to get the idea. Thank you to all
Sure,
of you.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Participant, you take the 15 minutes break. 12:15 again you to assemble same link, right? The third session. So next session is start from 12:15.